If given the choice, which should one prevent? One innocent people from being horrendously tortured, or 10 with 3 factorial signs people, assuming that we lived in a universe with that many people, from getting slightly irritating specks of dust in their eyes that are forgotten about 5 seconds later? The common sense view is that the person should prevent the torture. I shall argue that the common sense view is wrong. Instead, one should prevent the massive numbers of dust specks, that there must be some number of dust specks that can outweigh the badness of torture. When arguing for the common sense view that we should prioritize preventing torture, one could defend the following view, which I shall refer to as the lexical difference view. According to the lexical difference view, there are some types of suffering that are so heinous that no lower level sufferings can ever outweigh. However, this view seems clearly mistaken. Suppose that we were deciding between one torture that was causing 1,000 units of pain, which will take to be the amount of pain caused by tortures on average, or versus 1,000 tortures, each causing 999 units of pain. It seems clear that the 1,000 tortures would clearly be worse. Now, we can just do this process again. Which would be worse, 1,000 tortures with 999 units of pain, or 1,000,000 tortures, each with 998 units of pain? This process can continue until we conclude that some vast numbers of torture, each inflicting as much misery as a speck of dust, should be preferred to one torture, causing 1,000 units of pain. To hold the view that there's a lexical difference between different types of pain, one would have to hold the view that there's some threshold of pain, which has the odd characteristic of being the cutoff point. At this cutoff point, any tiny amount of suffering above the cutoff outweighs any amount of suffering below the cutoff. For example, if one claims that the cutoff point is at an amount of pain equivalent to stubbing one's toe, then they'd have to claim that infinite people experiencing pain one modicum below a toe stub is less bad than one person having a 1 in 100 quadrillion chance of experiencing 1 unit of suffering above a toe stub. Now, one could hold a separate view, a liberty-based view, according to which torture outweighs because it involves violating people's rights, which categorically matters more. Yet this view is wrong. If given the choice between preventing one person from having $5 stolen, which would clearly be a liberty violation, and getting rid of all deadly diseases, it seems clear that preventing all deadly diseases would matter more than preventing that one liberty violation. There's a reason that we as a society spend more money trying to eradicate diseases than we do trying to prevent individuals from having their stuff stolen. If we held the view that preventing theft mattered more than eradicating disease, then we should devote no money to preventing disease until all theft had been eradicated. Thus, if natural phenomenon like nature can matter more than liberty violations through malaria, other natural phenomenon like dust specks can also matter more. One could hold the view that these types of suffering are so different that they can't be compared. Yet this view is also wrong. The pain of losing a loved one is a very different type of pain than the pain of a toe stub, yet it's clear that losing a loved one is far worse than a toe stub. Difference does not mean that they're incomparable. So I hope that when you're next confronted with the opportunity to prevent huge numbers of people from experiencing dust specks or a single torture, you'll go about choosing the dust specks. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, comment, subscribe, the whole deal. And don't cause unfathomable numbers of people to get specks of dust in their eyes.